lovely way to start the walk. The lady just stopped in a car, a lovely lady called Victoria, to say hello. I watch your YouTube video, she said. So thanks, Victoria, you've given this walk the best possible start. The next best possible start will be to find the proper start of the walk. The aim of the walk today is to walk along the Ingrebourne, the River Ingrebourne, or Ingrebourne River, as it is on the map. But it also happens to be on the London Loop. I'm a little bit distracted because look, this is Athelstan Road. Some of you will know how I'm a bit of a fan of Anglo-Saxon history, so I hope this is the route, but it might not be. We've got the best street names around here. And we have Ethelberger Road. So we're turning off Oak Road into Archibald Road along this little track here. So in a way it's a convenient walk today because the intention was to walk the Ingrebourne, but as a consequence I'm also walking a couple of sections of the London Loop as well. And I started walking the London Loop in January 2018. I'm actually currently south of the river on that circuit, but no harm to do it in the opposite direction on my walk along the River Ingrebourne. A highly suggested video, by the way. It's in the top 5 or 10 suggested videos, this, so thanks to everyone that gave me this idea. We're into Harold Wood Park. This is a new park for me, not been here before. And here we have it, the River Ingrebourne, and what a delightful little watercourse it is. That beautiful sparkling water down there. So the Ingrebourne rises up on Navestock Common somewhere, not far from Stukely's camp, the alleged site of Stukely's Druid camp, and it flows down through the London Borough of Havering, making its confluence with the Thames at Rainham. Now, whether we make it to Rainham today or not, I don't know. I just bumped into Steve, London cabbie Steve, who watches the videos. Lovely to meet you, Steve. He seemed a bit sceptical that I would make it to Rainham. I could, that note of scepticism that you can detect. So I may have misjudged the amount of time I have today. It's coming up for 4 o'clock now. It's one of those things. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Today's the 13th of September. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's really hot, it's beautiful, so it's just a great day to be out walking through this magnificent part of the world. One of the things I love about both river walking and the London Loop is it just takes you to these places that you would never normally go to, that are really just magnificent landscapes or streetscapes. This park here at Harold Wood and Pages Wood here, it's fantastic. It's a real, really kind of intriguing, beguiling, almost overpowering landscape. Look at this pylon here. Just a little bit of road walking now, so we get to the next section of the river and the London Loop. It's a fantastic view, looking down towards the Thames from up here on the high ground. I believe that the London Borough of Havering has the largest amount of any green space of all the London boroughs. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's something like 58% or 48% of the total land area of the borough is open space. It's a really beautiful area around here. It's really stunning. I love walking out around Harold Wood and up to Brentwood, Navestock, down here towards Rainham. It's just fantastic territory. So the Ingrebourne is running basically beneath that pylon down there. You can see the shape of the River Valley from up here. We're on a ridge running parallel to it. So we are there, just by the strawberry farm. So we've got quite a bit of road walking to do before we drop back down into the Ingrebourne Valley. River Drive looks like the road for us. Heading back down now towards the river. Wow, this is a really beautiful little bit of woodland here as we head back down towards the river. Somebody sent me a really interesting local newspaper article about the name of the Ingrebourne River. It's an interesting name, isn't it? And I guess it's Inga's Bourne. But what they said in the article was the name was recorded around the time of Doomsday, and then you see it in documents up until around the 13th century, and then it stops being used right until around the 17th, 18th century. It's a good chunk of time when the river was given various other names, and then it was revived again after a period of a good sort of 400 or 500 years of it not being used, and then they revived the old name. So it's been a river with a number of names, but it still flows the same way. And here it is, beside the river. Quite a strong smell of sewage down there beside the river, so I don't know if it's suffering from a problem with sewage discharges into this little river here. I know there is a problem with some of the urban rivers, particularly actually the River Lee has been quite badly polluted in recent years around the Olympic Park, so you can detect it in the air here. Path takes us beside this school sports field here. I love little paths like this with the chain link fence along the side. These final blackberries of the season are usually the sweetest. Let's hope, eh? We skirt the edge of this beautiful field here. I know I said it when we did the South Bucks Way walk a couple of weeks ago, but these last days of summer are absolutely the best. They're just glorious and golden. They feel like a gift. I really love environments like this. You've got this kind of field here on the edge of a large housing estate and the river working its way around some allotments. I think there might even be some animals in there. I suppose it reminds me of childhood. And down this alleyway here now and back out onto the streets. I think we're well and truly in Upminster now. Only a little bit of street walking and then we'll be back by the river, I hope. Refuelling stop here at Upminster Bridge, can a Coke and a Twix. Upminster Bridge tube station, right out at the eastern end of the district line. And here's the River Ingrebourne once again. And again we're greeted with the smell of sewage, I'm afraid to say. It's still a beautiful river. So the London Loop signs are pointing us down here towards Hornchurch Stadium. Hornchurch Football Club, home of the urchins. That's obviously what they call themselves. And the Ingrebourne is just running beneath that tree there. It's difficult to walk beside a river in London and not think of Ben Aravich's brilliant series of books, the Rivers of London series, the Peter Grant series, where each of the rivers of London has a genus loci, a living spirit of the river who is a real person who walks amongst us. I wonder what the genus loci of the Ingrebourne is like. What do you think? You pop a description below. This is great now. This is one of the longest stretches we've had where we can walk right beside the water. Although it's my intention to walk the River Ingrebourne today, it's more of a London loop walk really, but here it's lovely. Look, I'm just right beside the water. Ingrebourne Valley Hackton Parkway, and it's 3 minutes past 6. Sunset's at 7:15. The Ingrebourne Valley. That does sound very dramatic, doesn't it? It's such a beautifully verdant borough, isn't it? I know I mentioned how I believe it's the greenest borough, the borough with the most open space, but it's only really when you're in it and you're walking through it following this beautiful little river that you fully appreciate just how kind of resplendent with grass and trees and wildflowers and shrubs that it is. Lovely languid bend in the river in the hour before sunset. So this is interesting. There's a sculpture here to commemorate the location of RAF Hornchurch and their motto, "First things first." This park now is built on the site of RAF Hornchurch. October 1915 to the 31st of December 1919. A wreath here and a memorial to Wing Commander Brendan Finucane. I probably pronounced that incorrectly. Died on the 15th of July 1942. This is lovely, isn't it? Ingrebourne Marshes. Oh, hello. Hey. I'm afraid we haven't got anything for you. Yeah, I know. Well, you could eat my camera, I guess. But I mean, hello.
You want your picture taken? God, the way you come round, oh, it comes the other way, it comes up us now. Oh, this is how they are getting up through there.
That was funny. I was just filming the marshes there, and this cow just came galloping up and came right up to me for food, and it brushed its mouth against my hand looking for food. And here we go, Second World War pillbox here, or a tank trap, lurking in the undergrowth beside the river. Some information about the pillbox and how it would have been used. I have actually wondered what use they would have been, but you can see here. And this thing here, a Tet Turret for a machine gunner to prevent aerial attack and to shoot paratroopers. There are so many pillboxes and tank traps around this park here. I suppose we should be very grateful that they were never needed. We're just there by the lake. We're about to turn towards Albin's farm, and in the last 20 minutes of light or so, half an hour, we'll make our way down to Rainham. Delightful final leg of the walk as we walk into the sunset. Absolutely majestic. What a beautiful sunset. And you can see the towers of the city in the background. That is majestic. A discarded pint and some nitrous oxide capsules. Someone's had an interesting evening. We've got about a mile to go to get to Rainham station. And there's the Ingrebourne trundling on its way to the Thames. That is a very old looking church there, here at Rainham. Very close to the station now. Well, Rainham station's just along this road here. It's actually quite lovely. I've never really been through Rainham town before. I've just been onto the marshes. So it's time to sign off. And thank you for coming on this beautiful walk with me today. Following the River Ingrebourne and along the London Loop. Sorry, look at this. What's going on here? It's a beautiful old... This walk's been full of surprises. I didn't actually think I was going to be walking on the London Loop today. I thought I was just going to be walking along the Ingrebourne. So thank you so much. Anyway, I'll say that again. Thank you so much, and I'll keep thanking you for coming on these walks with me. It means an awful lot. Thanks to Steve and Victoria. Lovely to speak to you earlier. Thanks to my wonderful supporters on Patreon, the Radical Ramblers and the Fellow Travellers. And as ever, look forward to seeing you all on the next walk, wherever that may be. And who knows, we didn't think we'd be on the London Loop today, so anything's possible.